said the opposite. I said, I don't know who all is involved in the skit. Did you hear that part, Atlas? If somebody rolls up to your house and you're the wife and you're unknowing, for you to run outside would not be that weird. I wouldn't run outside for somebody who starts nonsense on the internet all day. I wouldn't run outside for somebody who invites somebody to their house. And by the way, there's no charges that can be filed. He invited him there.
That's not true. That is not.
Have you heard the live?
That is not true.
Never once said, roll up, Key. Never did.
That is not true.
Okay.
Somebody can tell you to come and unalive them, and if you show up, you think you're not going to jail?
Nobody was unalived. I'm not saying it's not a dangerous game that they're playing. It certainly was. Certainly was. No, watch. Okay, let me put it this way. Watch no one go to jail.
You might as well say goodbye to me today.
Okay, can I say this? When Slim threatened everyone all over the internet and everyone said he was going to jail, what happened?
Nobody's filed charges.
Right, and nobody's going to file charges. It's the same thing. He made threats.
Hold on.
He made terroristic threats. Nobody's going to file anything because all of this is a money grab at the end of the day.
Okay. So you got to mute the mic. You got to mute the mic.
Sure.
Okay. So what you're saying is it could be a skit, but on whose part, right? Because if this is a skit on the part of the party that is the attackers, right, then they're putting someone else's life and loved ones in jeopardy to gain clout or emotion on the app, right? And then if there's a skit on Blaze's part, or if Blaze is involved, then then his wife or the kid that came out there, they too are acting, or they didn't know that it was, and that's how it played out. Or how, I want to know, like, how is what we seen in that video a skit? Did it take place in a green screen environment? Was the street real? Is that not his real address? Is it not his
say this. I don't know where you being notorious, but when a man keeps hollering, unalive him, unalive him, unalive him, and he sent him there, that's a whole motherfucking crime. And
No one was unalived, babe.
That motherfucking baby breaker. He committed a goddamn crime.
No one was unalived, babe.
I didn't say they were. When you send someone to harm someone and you're telling them to do it.
That's
Now,
a
because
crime.
the motherfucker was pussy, and then, well, I ain't gonna say that, thank God he was, but the fact that he sent him to do it is a crime.
No one's denying that.
But you wrong.
No one's denying that if it were real, it was a crime, right? But hear me out. If there are back end conversations, let's just say that it, just in theory, right? That if it was a skit and then somebody got mad and decided this isn't a skit anymore and decided to press charges, and then the people on the other end of the skit have the back end conversations to show the police and to show that they're all players in the game on this internet, actors, we were acting out a skit, there is no crime.
Okay, before Sobe go,
Which is precisely probably why no one ever files charges, ever.
Okay, before you, now, let's...
Hold on, stop, Atlas. You know what Slim said he was gonna do to me and my child was actually a crime, but I didn't go to the police. So you saying I did a skit too?
No, I'm not saying you're part of a skit. I'm not saying you're part of a skit. I'm saying you made a choice to not file charges.
And so did some of the others.
And, right, of course. And I'm not saying you're part of it. I'm not saying you're part of it at all. But if you felt that it was as dangerous as it was, why didn't you file charges?
Because I call my people.
And he's still on the internet, still saying everything he says.
Not to me anymore, yeah. And there's that.
But on the back to the whole theory of what you're saying. So you're saying this is selective outrage, and the only people that should be out in outrage is the people who keep falling for this skit?
Oh, whoever wants to be outraged, it's your business, right? But just go back and look at all the evidence and see for yourself.
How do you fuck with a baby bone breaker?
Listen, where in the world was I ever a Patrick supporter? Look, where do I follow him? Do I gift him? Do I support him? No, never have. So whatever Sobe's talking about or anything I said to him, you're gonna have to show a face and a place, babe.
Okay,
I
so
don't
can I
have to
ask
show
you
nothing.
another
I know. I
question?
mean, I'm not
Are
digging through my
you
phone for all that shit.
are you going to
You
all
don't
the
have it because
panels?
it never happened.
Are you going to
No, I
all
did
the
have it.
panels saying that this could be a skit, or are you just saying that on this particular
Oh no,
panel?
no, I'm everywhere. I stand 10
Okay.
toes down on what I have to say. You're just the second place I landed, okay?
Okay.
Because it's early in the morning. So I was in CP's live saying the same thing, and she doesn't believe that. So if I'll go against my own partner to stand 10 toes down, you better know I will anywhere.
Okay. No, I get that. I'm just like you're saying, like you're entitled to your opinion and your perspective on the whole scenario, just like anybody else. That's why I'm trying to gain a little bit of understanding. I'm probably not going to understand it, but at least I can try to understand it. So
Hold
basically,
on, Atlas. Hold on. Tell. I mean, if y'all want to sit here and sell nonsense, Javon is not gonna pull up at my house, and I promise you this. I don't listen. I don't have a wife and kids, and that's all I'm gonna say. And
Deflection.
I've been to jail once, so I'll go back.
so you're saying that because you watch this unfold repeatedly, or are you saying because the multiple things that Blaze has been involved in, this too can be a skit? Or are you looking at other scenarios? Do you have any reference scenarios that you're referring to outside of this?
Sorry. Yeah, I promise it's not about Blaze. I don't have any issue with Blaze. Blaze and I have squashed anything we ever had a problem about years ago. So other than my whiteness, he doesn't have a problem with me and I don't have a problem with him. So it's definitely not about Blaze. And I don't even know that Blaze is fully involved, but it kind of feels like maybe if you have people roll up on your house that many times, how does your kid and wife still end up outside? Honest to God, I get mistakes can be made and what have you, but come on. I mean, we've all talked about that this morning. I popped in earlier and heard Key tell him the way that you answer the door. And I think that we all at our big grown age know that, especially when your address has been out there now for 3 years because someone continually puts it out. I am not into attacking anyone on this internet. I am not into doxing anyone on this internet. I don't think it's a safe game that was played last night, regardless of how you look at it.
She clearly don't have no white business to mind. That's why she over here.
Listen, I've been invited to this panel, and if for any reason this becomes some issue of race, I'm glad to step down.
No,
I'm
we're
not
gonna
here to
leave the white
disrespect
part out.
anybody,
We're
but
gonna
you
leave
would come
that
at me
part.
for
Stop.
no
Listen,
reason other than me being CP
before
partner.
let
You do
me
not
speak.
know me.
Let me
I've never
speak.
said
Let
anything
me
to
speak.
you, so the FU
Let me
was warranted
speak.
after
Let me
years of
speak.
your bullshit.
Let me speak. All right, listen, we're
Look,
not
guys,
even going
look.
to go in that direction with it, right? You already came up and stated your opinion, right? You stated your opinion before we knew you were YT, or at least before I knew you were YT. A couple of people might have already knew it, but your opinion is already up in the air. So therefore, we're going to address your opinion. We're not going to address the color of your skin because I think that's been going around on the app already. And we're not going to do that, right? You stated that this could be a skit based off of your observation of what's been going on in messy TikTok, correct?
Absolutely correct, Atlas.
Okay, so because you're seeing a repeated notion of something where people are putting themselves in harm's way in order to crowdfund or gain money, you assume that this too could be a part of those repeated notions of measurement, correct?
Certainly, I can't imagine any of those three men being dumb enough to put themselves in a position of legal charges for an internet gangster fight that's been going on for more than 3 years. That it sounds wackadoo to me. Not to mention the last several weeks of making the rounds between certain people. I don't even want to say all the names because it brings too much drama. But certain people have been making the rounds to be relevant again, to mix debate talk with messy talk. If you have been watching, you have been seeing it. And for this to have happened just seems far too coincidental. to be a coincidence to me. If you don't
Okay.
believe it, I have no beef with anybody who doesn't believe it. All I want to do is open minds for you to go look at the evidence yourself, right? Go look at the evidence yourself, all of the evidence, and come up with your own conclusion.
Sobe,
Atlas,
can you please send me that information, Sobe? God, Lee,
I messaged you. You didn't.
I don't have it.
I messaged you
Sorry.
where you didn't respond to my message.
Because I told you where I was.
So you. I
I
mean,
need the video.
I'm trying to get it to you.
Thank
Atlas,
you for
ask
the
me when is
gift.
Blaze ever crowdfunding on this? Blaze ever crowdfunding on this app?
I'm pretty sure she heard the question. But yeah, could it be that possibly that this is a outside, separate incident outside of what's going on, and possibly you haven't even waited to see if Blaze was asking for crowdfunding or said that he needed crowdfunding. So this would be like prematurely jumping the gun on a situation that we have yet to see unfold. So I do take into consideration that there has been numerous people who have been outly putting themselves in harm's way and then using the sympathy of the masses in order to gain funding in order to self-preservate their, personal operations. But could it be that this incident might not be that?
Of course it could not be that. And I just want to clarify that I never once said that Blaze was crowdfunding. I said word around the campfire is that it's not safe for him to live there anymore, which typically leads to crowdfunding.
You're right.
Okay, so please, that all I'm saying is I don't want to be misunderstood. Okay.
Okay, that's why I was giving you an opportunity to clarify instead of, dropping down. I appreciate it. Like I said, the opinion is already put out there. We can't look at the fact of who you are. You stated your opinion. You've been around messy TikTok, listening and seeing things long enough to see a repeated thing. Like you said, it's about open minds, right? So you spoke on it. I'm saying that I don't feel as though this is one of those type of situations. I feel as though that if we don't take the proper measures of putting the proper safety around it, I feel as though we could have been looking at a different type of situation in this matter. If Blaze himself would have wanted to run in the house and come back out with something, we could be looking at a different situation. If the person that went to the house wanted to take it further and escalate it, we could be looking at a different situation. So I'm saying the severities around this situation is still there. You know what I mean?
100% agree that it is an absolutely dangerous game to play for so many reasons. Let's just assume that everybody involved maybe knew that it was a skit. This is all maybe, guys. These are all hypotheticals. If it upsets people, I'm super sorry, but this is just to have a conversation, have a dialogue, think about it, right? Let's pretend like everybody knew what was happening. The neighbors didn't know, right? So 12 could have still been called. People could have still been harmed, right? This is not dangerous game to play regardless of whether it is a skit or not. I don't agree with this at all. I don't agree with Blaze's son having to see any of this. I hope to God he didn't have any part in it. I don't know who all had a part in it, but I do know who's been making their rounds all over TikTok. I do know that.
All right, dearly noted. And I think a lot of people in the comment section is going to say respectfully, let's see how this play out. And that, they might have their different ways of saying it. I want to say that your perspective on it is noted as far as having an open mind to take heed to it. as of watching Blaze's operation, I never seen Blaze in any type of GoFundMe or any type of measures of trying to crowdfund. He could have did it when the brick was thrown through his window. He could have did it when he got into the physical altercation at the train station with him. He could have did it when what's the one chick named Brittany, when all her military people were trying to speak on him. There was numerous situations that Blaze, watching him operate on this app, there was numerous situations where Blaze could have tried to perform exactly what it is that you're saying, knowing the levels of what people are willing to go through. And I'm just going to say respectfully that I don't think that he is that type of persona to actually do that. But what you said holds facts as far as a repeated notion of people using different incidents or scenarios to crowdfund.
I agree with you 100%. And again, if there was any inference that Blaze is going to run in crowdfund, that's not what I'm saying. He may never crowdfund. I've never seen him do that either. I've never seen him beg for $1. I've never seen him put up a GoFundMe. I've never seen him even ask to gift anyone. All right. So I don't have zero personal issue with him. Whether
That's the energy that you brought to the conversation, right?
but how many times do I have to re-infer what I meant for it to be taken as for what I meant? Because I don't lie to you. I don't lie to my wife. I don't lie to anybody. I don't play any games on here. If I feel a way, I say what I said. There are many ways to gain money off of this app besides on the front end. So let's not pretend like people aren't paid on the back end quite regularly. And I'm not saying he would be, but he could be.
Who's in the alleged skit?
What's that?
Who's in the alleged skit?
Who's what?
Who is a part of the alleged?
Oh, most certainly, Yenti and Arby's, without question. And I believe Blaze is a part of it as well. That's my personal opinion. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you believe Blaze, Genty, and Arby came together and said, listen, you're going to come to my house, knock on the door, I'm going to come outside, we're going to fight. Genty, you're going to be screaming, unalive him, unalive him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it wouldn't be the first time they did it. You can go back and look at the history. It wouldn't be the first time that they played this, and it worked out for all involved. But before I piss anybody else off, anybody got any questions? I feel like I clarified what I meant.
Hold on.
So now Blaze is a part of it.
I do believe he's part of it. I never said I didn't believe he was a part of it. I said I don't know, because no one knows who is a part of it.
Okay, so are you also saying that someone else outside of this party could possibly use this as a way to crowdfund and use this scenario as a way to say that they're crowdfunding for Blaze, but really possibly not be crowdfunding for Blaze? Are you saying that could be possible?
Sorry, I'm trying to mic up or mute up whenever you're on. But listen, I will say this. Anybody could be a part of this, and anybody could be funded by this. I think there's one master manipulator behind the whole entire thing, and it's not one of the three of them. Okay? And I think it behooves that person for all of this drama to continue. I think it behooves this person to make sure we understand the way that debate and Messy are now coming together. And, here we are. But, you guys are just going to have to see it on your own. Oh, hey, Pinky. Hey, girl.
So my question is, you just said that you know of that Blaze is not the type of person to do the whole crowdfunding and stuff. But you're saying that you believe that he's part of the skit. My thing is, between Blaze and Genty, they never liked each other for it to be a skit. So what are you talking about? Liking each other.
You don't think that that's possible, that they pretend to not like each other?
I mean, honest, Kiana, this is, you know what? I'm good.
I'm going. listen, your tongue is vicious, my boy. I can hear your thoughts. The shit that you saying right now, Sobe, you need to apologize. The shit that you saying in your mind right now, you need to apologize. Just apologize. You already said it in your mind. I hear your shit. Yo, you is loud as hell with the shit. You got some shit you want to say, and just apologize. You said the shit already. I heard it. It's a couple of y'all that I'm hearing right now saying some shit that
Look to
need
me.
to apologize.
Listen to me. If y'all,
I'm one of them.
We
you
just
are,
ordinary people,
you sit
okay? We
here,
just ordinary people.
you know, I mean, oh, there we go. I mean,
I just have a quick question. So in the beginning, when Blaze first got on the app, and someone came for his child, blah blah blah, and they got into it the first time. Do you believe that's a skit? Because before that, Genty used to always tell where he was going, but after he got his ass beat, he stopped telling people where he was going because he got his ass beat. Do you believe that part was a skit?
Were there charges pressed?
Yeah. When they got tickets.
it actually was. Yes, it was.
Okay,
Right.
listen.
Point to the court.
Notorious.
We did
I
see how
know
many.
you're
Okay.
married to a black woman. Mute up for me. I can't hear. I know you're married to a black woman, but when you are saying what you're saying, you're having the most white experience ever. Black people don't like to call the police.
Babe, I don't call the police. I don't call the
Why are
police.
you saying they haven't?
It was
Right.
a question. It's a question. It's not a white.
What you're saying, it's a skit because nobody called the police. Then you're saying, shit, I wouldn't even call the police.
I didn't say it was a skit because no one called the police. I said
exactly what
I'm
you just
asking a
said.
simple question. Yes, I believe that the first one was not a skit. Okay, but that the first one made it very clear how many people will tune in and how much money will come flying in. Because how many times did Yenti crowdfund after that for safety?
You gotta blame.
You don't think the
Blaze
first
on
one was
that.
a skit?
But
How
to
do you
say
think the
Blaze is
second
a part
one?
of it is really crazy. They
Because
never liked each
they
other.
saw how many numbers that could be brought in, how much money can be brought in, and how much crowdfunding can be
No,
done,
I'm
and people
not
can be paid
honest.
on the back end.
What?
See,
So
this is
if
what happened
somebody
when
can
y'all
beat
let
your
white
ass
You
and
people
then you
saying
could
so?
y'all
Wait,
can
so wait,
crowdfund
so wait,
together?
so wait, so wait. Let me get this straight. Hold on, cause my mind, y'all know I hyper analyze everything. So what you saying is, so Genty, so Patrick got his ass whooped the first time. They crowdfunded. They realized how much they can make off of it. So he called his attacker and said, "We can do this every weekend." Shut the front door.
What
Exactly. That's
happens when you let white people maneuver in black spaces? This is exactly what happened
causing
when white people
confusion because this
maneuver in
makes no
black
sense.
spaces.
It's simply an opinion, Sophie. I don't think that it has much to do
It don't-
with
It
skin
sounds
color.
like it's
But if you
causing
do and you're
confusion.
offended, or if you do can't,
Sounds like
Kenny,
your
and you're
white people
It
offended,
sounds
I'm
like
more
it's
than glad
causing
to drop you.
confusion.
I'm not here
in
to offend
America.
anybody. I'm
That's
just
what
here
it sounds
hoping that
like.
people
You're a
will
white woman that has no idea what it's like to be black in America. Just because you eat black coochie don't mean you know what the
I
black
don't do
experience
shit,
is.
Sophie.
Definitely trying to cause confusion. Opinion or not, that's what it sounds like. Because what you're saying doesn't make sense. So
She keep forgetting like that people real life have conversations with Blaze. I've been Blaze's friend on this app for the last 3 years.
Okay, the man
So
is
I
here.
ain't never called a
He's
person.
here. You tell him. Everybody mute up. You tell him to his face virtually that you feel he's in on this shit. And why?
Blaze, did you hear what I said already? What's that? I simply said that this all feels like a skit because it is a 3-year rerun, that you could be involved, that Genty could be involved, that Arby's is involved, that this is a money grab and a like drive. That's what I said. Is that enough, or do you want me to go into more detail? I want to give him the opportunity to ask me whatever questions he wants to ask me.
I don't really have questions. What I say is, you're entitled to your opinion, but that's further from the truth. I would never work with a child abuser. I would never try to monetize with a child abuser.
And I hope to believe that that is the truth. And I also
Oh,
said
it is.
that you may not be involved, that your wife and child are likely not involved, but those two are involved most certainly, and that you most certainly could be involved, that you've been in this since the beginning. You've been part of all of it since the beginning. You've had back-end relationships with people that nobody knew about since the beginning. That
What are the back-end
I just want to tell you what I
relationships?
said because Kiana wanted me to tell you to your face, but I'll mute and I'll say the rest.
No,
when
I was trying to figure out what back-end
Yeah,
relationships that
you
nobody
mentioned
know
some
about.
back end relationship. You said there's one person who I know is behind this. Who is that person?
Who have you been? Let Blaze say it. He knows who he's been super close to since before they blew up.
Who?
Nosy?
I have no idea.
Nosy?
Oh,
The Wizard of Oz?
Hold on, y'all.
Stephanie?
Hold on. So, I had the first time I spoke to Stephanie was.
You got the echo.
Yeah, can you put yourself on mute? Thank you, Miss Notorious. So I haven't spoken to Stephanie in months. The last day was the first time I spoken to her because of this incident. But me and Stephanie, no, we're not in partnerships at all. I heard that story before, and it's just not true. She is just a friend of mine.
Okay,
I
so hold
hadn't.
on, Blaze. So you're saying that Nosy Bystander, who runs an entertainment company, is saying in order to get some friction on the app, I'm already doing well. I got on one page alone 3,300, 3,400 subscribers, which is tens of thousands a month, not to mention gifts, not to mention monetization on videos. I need two niggas. And I hate to say that word while you're sitting here, but that's how you play us in our face. I need two niggas to fight. One of them could possibly die. Both of them could possibly die for just a little more paper.
exactly.
Is that what you're saying, Notorious? Is that really what you're saying to a room full of people?
No, I sat here and said he had a back-end relationship with her since day one, since before the 33,000 followers, the million followers, the money, the whatever. She has a production company that doesn't produce. She has an entertainment company that doesn't make any entertainment, right? Where's the entertainment? Where's the production? Right? And is invested in Messy Talk to a degree that is sick.
I want you to see. Sometimes I keep telling y'all, and y'all, I say this every day, right? And so tell me I'm lying. Ever since everybody found out I vote for Trump and all this, I say it's never my redneck friends that do this shit to me. It's always my friends who got black children or dealing with black men or got black grandbabies. Do I not say that, Sobe?
Yep, you sure did. Look at it right in our face.
I tell y'all, it is never my redneck people. It's always the ones that say, I can say any fucking thing I want to because I'm married to your people. I got children by your people. I this and that and that and this. What you saying to us, Notorious, is I'm bold enough to say, because I got a black wife, I'm bold enough to tell you all you Negro N-words is playing for a little piece of change where y'all can get killed. You don't give a damn if you get killed.
You know better than that, Kiana, but you go
I
out.
know better than that. I'm learning a lot today because you're saying you don't realize what you're saying. I hope.
I absolutely do, but I realize what spin you're trying to make on it, and I don't.
But I want you to know when you boldly jumped up in my box and said this is a skit. Thought so. Fuck out of here.
Damn.
Well,
That's how they do though.
Blaze
I
don't
tell
break
y'all,
through
y'all be
no-
hanging
hold
with
on,
wrong
hold on.
people.
Kiana,
Y'all be hanging. Y'all better start doing like I do. I
Notorious,
go to honky tonks all the time. I go to
just-
bill runs all the time with the red.
This is-
and I go
this-
home safely. You know what I mean?
we know
You got to watch yourself around the people who think they in the community.
Hold on.
Damn
This
fuck I said.
is not going to end well. Notorious,
Shit.
before no, I'm not talking about for us or for y'all. I'm talking about Notorious. You know, by bringing that person's name up on this platform, they're going to point in this direction as where you said it at, right? So I understand that we're all individual people. So the backlash that's about to come out after you implemented certain people into this shit, it's
What
not
she
going
told
to
us in
be.
4K, I believe all you niggas is willing to get unalive for a little piece of change.
And let me say this, Kiana's dead right? And I knew before she even said the name, I knew where she was going. I clocked that white tee woman. I'm trying to tell y'all, I clocked her from the jump.
I'm telling y'all.
I want to make it clear.
That
I don't
is
get no money off of
never
this
my
app.
redneck
I got a
friend.
whole career.
That surprised me.
Blaze, I know this. Me and you are friends off the app. We talk. Like, I know you ain't in no backhand deal, no group. But
There's
this
no
white
way he
woman
would
got
let
up
his
on
child
here
came out there
and
last
tried
night
to
while somebody's hollering,
say
go
that
to
you're
the truck and grab
crowdfunding
the
to
gun.
move. Because
Hey,
people were
wait.
saying that
I just
you're in danger, she's taking what people are saying in the comments and what we were saying on the live and insinuating that you are now going to crowdfund the move when you've never crowdfund on this app, like the people that came to your door and did what they did.
And let's be
What?
clear.
Didn't
Don't
I
they
say it
say all the
earlier?
time Blaze lives in property that's owned outright with no mortgage?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck he need to crowdfund for?
and also
I'm sitting in the asset.
I don't want us to look at the YT part because that's what that's what the spinoff is going to be. So if you are going to address this opinion that was made, let's take out that part, or I'm going to take out that part.
It's
Uh,
relevant.
be-
I
because
Atlas, it's
can't.
the
relevant.
I
statement that was
can't.
Atlas,
made
it's
and who
relevant.
she brought other
Atlas,
people
it's
in.
relevant.
It
I'm
is
telling you,
relevant
it
to the
is.
person. It's relevant to the person that wants to make that point. The point that I'm trying to make is, why would you mention other names? Thus far, this is going to be broadcast.
It's
You
just
know,
like
people are
Kells.
already
Look how they
saying like,
gathered around Kells. So they send a white tea woman in the. Come on, man. Come on.
For the record, me and Stephanie do not work together. Stephanie got her own platform. Why would she even need this type of mess to build her platform or monetize? She
See,
got enough
okay,
money.
let's be clear. I can't say for sure. Let's have the conversation. Lori, you in here? You coming up? Let's go ahead and have the conversation.
definitely matters now.
Lori, come up. Let's
I
have the
tried
fucking
to keep it at
conversation.
just I tried to keep it simple at just, the statement or her perspective on a situation, but she done threw it to a whole
Yeah.
different, allegation.
Let's
Now
have the
the
conversation.
YT actually matters. You know what I mean?
Did or did nosy bystander say last night she is not going to the gala? Yes or no?
She did.
And she said for what reason?
Because by threats and violence.
Violence and
Her
safety.
sister,
Safety, right?
safety. Yes,
So
safety.
if she's separating herself from a platform that is violent, why the hell would she be going over inciting violence with two? See what I'm saying? That's that shit I'm talking about.
And I can't wait for Nosy to hear about this. Like, why would she throw that lady name in there like that?
And say she sit up here trying to get two black men to fight, and one of them possibly leave this earth or both, and you gonna blame it on a black woman? Do you realize what you just did, Notorious?
She do. And I never seen that lady before or anything, but her wife should be ashamed of her doing this.
Yeah,
For
somebody
real.
tell Chasing Pillows come over here, because this some shit right here. You
Hey, I
understand?
just
Blame the black woman for
She's with
possibly
Chasing
black men
Pillows.
out of line, while she's over there
Nosy,
saying I'm separating myself. See, that's that shit when they be thinking,
Nosy.
oh, I'm married, I can say anything. You can't say anything.
Oh yeah, I need. Where's Chasing Pillows at? Because
Yeah,
I don't
somebody
want
get Chasing Pillows
I
over
don't
here.
want this to look like. And remember, like.